Life is full of battles, but not all of them are fought in the open. Not all victories come with applause or recognition. Some of the toughest wars are the ones that no one sees, the battles you fight in the silence of your heart, the struggles that nobody knows about. These are the moments when you choose to do the right thing, even when it's hard. In this video, we'll explore those moments that seem small on the surface, but are, in fact, some of the most significant victories in life. They're the quiet decisions that shape your character, strengthen your faith, and bring you closer to Allah. We will discuss how you win wars when you choose patience over anger, forgiveness over bitterness, and strength over despair, moments that go unnoticed by the world but are deeply seen and rewarded by Allah. These are the moments that define who you truly are, the moments that make you grow into the person you are meant to be, even when no one else is watching. So, let's dive into these powerful moments and discover how they shape your life in ways you might not even realize. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Explorers for more motivational content that brings you closer to your true self and your Creator. 1. When you choose not to respond in anger. There are moments in life when someone says something hurtful to you, deliberately or out of ignorance. Maybe they insult your intelligence, your appearance, or even your faith. In that split second, you feel a fire rise inside you. Your heart beats faster. Your hands tremble. Your mind races with 100 responses, sharp words that could destroy their pride. You know exactly how to reply and make them regret ever speaking to you. But in that exact moment, you choose not to. You choose silence over rage. You choose patience over revenge. And in doing so, you have just won a war that no one else can see. Choosing not to respond in anger is not weakness. In fact, it's one of the strongest decisions a person can make. Anger is a natural emotion. We all feel it. But how we respond to it is what makes us either ordinary or exceptional. In Islam, controlling your anger is a sign of strength, not weakness. Every time you hold your tongue when your ego is wounded, you are not just walking away, you are rising above. You are telling yourself and the world that your dignity cannot be shaken by someone else's ignorance. You are showing Allah that your heart is not a slave to your emotions. That is real power. That is real growth. In today's world, people admire those who clap back, those who get the last word. But Islam teaches us something higher. Allah loves those who restrain themselves for His sake. You may not get applause for it. You may not even be appreciated for it. But your reward is waiting with the one who sees everything. The peace that comes from not fueling the fire is priceless. Sometimes we think, if I don't respond, they'll think I'm weak. But the truth is, if your silence is for Allah, then you are already victorious. Allah knows the battle you just fought in your soul. The moment you walked away instead of making the situation worse, you earned something far more valuable than public approval. You earned Allah's love. When you feel angry and everything in you wants to explode, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Is this worth losing the calm that Allah gave me? More often than not, you'll realize it isn't. That moment of silence, that moment of walking away, is more powerful than 1,000 arguments. Winning the war against anger means saving your relationships. It means protecting your peace of mind. It means being a reflection of the character of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who was known for his gentleness, even towards those who treated him badly. Imagine this. You're standing in front of someone who has insulted you. Everyone expects you to reply with fire, but instead, you lower your gaze, stay calm, and walk away. People might laugh. They might say, he didn't even respond. But what they don't see is that deep inside your soul, you just defeated a powerful enemy, your own ego. And that is a victory that cannot be measured in words. Please remember, your silence is not empty. It is full of wisdom. Your calmness is not weakness. It is strength. And your patience is not unnoticed. Allah is watching, and He will reward you more than you can imagine. 2. When you stop yourself from thinking bad about others. There's a silent battle that many of us fight every single day. It's not against our enemies, it's not against hardship, it's not even about what others say to us, but about what we allow ourselves to think about others in our own minds. You see someone getting praise and instantly a voice whispers, "They don't deserve that." You see someone smiling and something inside you says, "They must be faking it." You hear of someone's success and suddenly you question how they achieved it. This war is hidden. No one can hear it. But Allah knows. This war is the fight to protect our thoughts from turning sour, from becoming poisoned with jealousy, assumptions, or negativity. And when you win this war, when you stop yourself from thinking bad about others, you are protecting not just your heart, but your soul. Islam places great importance on good thoughts. We are taught to think well of our brothers and sisters in faith. We are told to give excuses, to avoid suspicion, and to guard our hearts from whispers that divide us. Because those whispers don't just affect how we see others, they affect how we treat them, how we feel around them, and most importantly, how close we are to Allah. Thinking bad about others is like planting weeds in a beautiful garden. Slowly, those weeds grow and take over. They block the sunlight of kindness. They steal the water of sincerity. They destroy trust. But when you choose to remove those weeds, when you catch yourself in the act and say, "No, I will not think like this," you are nurturing a heart that Allah loves. Imagine this. Someone wronged you once. It was small, but it hurt. Weeks pass, maybe months. You see them at the masjid, you hear their name, and immediately those memories return. Your mind wants to relive the pain. It wants to assume the worst. But then you take a deep breath and say to yourself, "I leave their matter to Allah. I will not pollute my heart." That is not a small moment. That is a massive victory. Why? Because you just defeated Shaitan. Shaitan wants you to think bad of others. He wants to break the bonds between Muslims. He wants you to feel arrogant, jealous, angry, and distant. But when you resist him, even in your thoughts, you win a war that pleases Allah deeply. But the opposite is also true. When you train your heart to think good, to give excuses, to assume the best, you open the doors of peace inside yourself. You feel lighter. You love more. You carry no hatred in your heart. You walk in peace and sleep in peace. That is a kind of freedom this world cannot offer. Yes, it's hard. Especially when someone has hurt you, when someone has been unfair, or when jealousy tries to creep in. But remind yourself, the condition of your heart matters more to Allah than their actions. You are responsible for your inner world, and Allah will reward you for every time you purify it. There will be moments when no one sees this struggle. No one will ever know that you almost went down the path of envy or hatred or judgment. But you stopped yourself. You whispered a dua instead. You sought forgiveness instead. You filled your heart with good rather than evil. And though the world is silent, the heavens are not. The angels write it down. Your soul grows stronger. Your heart becomes cleaner. And Allah draws closer. So whenever those bad thoughts arise, pause and ask yourself, is this what Allah would be pleased with? If the answer is no, then drop it. Walk away from that thought the same way you would walk away from a burning fire. Because in that moment, you are protecting your hereafter. That moment of restraint, that quiet decision to protect someone's honor even in your thoughts, that is a moment you win a war that nobody sees. 3. When you forgive someone who hurt you deeply. There is a pain that words cannot describe. It comes not from a stranger, but from someone close to your heart, someone you trusted, someone you cared for. Maybe they betrayed you. Maybe they abandoned you in your hardest moment. Maybe they said something that cut deeper than a knife. And you carry that wound silently, pretending to smile, acting strong, but inside your soul feels like it's bleeding. The hardest part? Knowing they never apologized. They never even understood how much they hurt you. And still, you decide to forgive them, not for their sake, but for the sake of your own peace and for the love of Allah. That is one of the greatest unseen victories in a person's life. Forgiveness is not easy. It's one of the most difficult battles a person can face. It goes against your ego. It goes against your emotions. Your heart screams, "Hold on to the pain." They don't deserve forgiveness, but your soul, the part of you that longs for Allah, whispers, "Let it go. Free yourself." When you choose to forgive someone who deeply hurt you, you're not saying what they did was okay. You're not forgetting the pain. But you're choosing something greater. You are choosing freedom. You are choosing to rise above bitterness. You are saying, "I refuse to carry this poison in my heart any longer." That moment, when you finally let go and forgive, is the moment you break chains that were holding you back. That's why when you forgive someone, even if they don't deserve it, you are showing Allah that you understand mercy. You are showing Him that you want to be a reflection of His beautiful attributes. You are choosing to clean your heart so it can be filled with light instead of darkness. Forgiving someone doesn't mean you trust them again. It doesn't mean you go back to the same relationship or allow yourself to be hurt again. Forgiveness is something internal. It means you have made peace with the past. You are no longer letting that pain control your present or your future. And that is a massive victory. So many people walk around with hearts full of bitterness, anger, and grudges. They live in the past. They replay the pain again and again. And they don't realize how heavy that burden is. But when you finally decide to forgive, it's like dropping a stone you've been carrying for years. You feel lighter. You breathe easier. Your prayers become more peaceful. Your heart becomes more open to love and to the mercy of Allah. There will be no one to clap for you. No one will know the war you just won. You'll still see that person's face and feel the sting, but it will be softer. Because now, you're not stuck in the past. You're not seeking revenge. You've handed your pain over to the one who heals all wounds, Allah. So if you're holding on to a wound, a grudge, or a heavy memory, take a moment today to let go. Whisper a dua for the person who hurt you. Ask Allah to bring you peace, and know that in doing so, you are not losing anything. You are gaining freedom. You are gaining reward. You are gaining Allah's pleasure, that quiet hidden moment of forgiveness, when no one else sees, when only Allah knows. That is a moment you win a war that nobody sees. 4. When you get up for Fakhr while everyone sleeps. It's quiet. The world is still. The streets are dark. Most people are wrapped in blankets, lost in dreams. The silence of the early morning fills the air, but somewhere, someone's eyes open. They check the time. It's early, very early. Their body says, "Sleep," but their heart says, "Allah is calling." This person gets up. Their feet touch the cold floor. They walk to the bathroom, wash for wudu, and while the world continues sleeping, they stand on the prayer mat and whisper to their Lord. That moment is not ordinary. That moment is a private, powerful victory. That is a war they've just won, one that nobody sees. Getting up for Fakhr is one of the most sincere acts of love a believer can show to Allah. No one is watching. No one is praising. There are no rewards from people. Only your heart knows how hard it is and how special it feels to stand before Allah while everyone else is asleep. This moment is between you and your Creator. You're showing Him that you choose Him over comfort. You choose His remembrance over more sleep. You're sacrificing a small piece of your night for a greater purpose. But make no mistake, it is not easy. Some nights, your body feels heavy. Some mornings, your eyes burn from sleep. The blanket feels warm. Shaitan whispers, "Just sleep 5 more minutes," and everything inside you wants to listen. But then you remember why you wake up. Not because it's a rule, not because someone told you to, but because your soul longs to speak to Allah. That moment of resistance, when you throw off your blanket, When you walk through the darkness to pray, that is a moment of true strength. You're not fighting people. You're fighting your own laziness, your own comfort. And when you win, it brings you peace that lasts all day. Fakhr is not just a prayer. It's a shield. It protects your day. It opens the doors of blessing. People who pray Fakhr feel something different in their hearts. Their minds are clearer. Their souls are calmer. Why? Because they started their day by connecting with the one who created the day. You may not see the effects right away, but slowly, Fakhr begins to change you. It gives you discipline. It gives you peace. It gives you strength. And it brings you closer to Allah in a way that no one else can understand, because it's your secret victory. Sometimes, you may feel alone. Your family may not wake up. Your friends may never talk about it. No one will congratulate you. But know this: the angels witness your prayer. They record your effort. And Allah, the most merciful, never forgets. And one day, when life gets heavy, when you're confused or lost, you'll realize that those early morning moments gave you the strength you needed. Fakhr builds a deep connection with Allah. It trains you to depend on Him. It gives you light when the world feels dark. And on the day of judgment, when everything is revealed, that quiet Fakhr prayer that no one ever saw may be the reason you're forgiven. It may be the reason you enter paradise. It may be the reason Allah says to you, "Well done, my servant." So if you've been struggling with Fakhr, don't give up. Even trying is a step closer to Allah. Even setting the alarm shows your intention. And if you miss it one day, don't let Shaitan win by making you feel hopeless. Get up the next day. Keep trying. Every effort counts. Because every time you wake up for Fakhr, while the world sleeps, you are proving something powerful. You are proving that Allah matters to you more than comfort, more than sleep, more than the dunya. That moment, when you rise, stand, and pray in silence, is a moment you win a war that nobody sees. As we wrap up today's video, remember that the most important battles are often fought in the quiet corners of your heart. It's in those moments of silence, when you choose patience over anger, forgiveness over hatred, and peace over chaos, that you win the wars nobody sees. And Allah sees it all. Every choice you make to strengthen your faith, every time you rise above temptation, every time you smile despite the pain, you are becoming a stronger, better version of yourself. So keep fighting these battles, knowing that every effort, no matter how small, is noticed and rewarded by Allah. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Explorers for more inspiring content. Keep striving, keep smiling, and may Allah guide and protect you always.